Romance of Sui and Tang Dynasties, Chapter 18.
The text itself gives us a clue right at the start. There's this philosophical bit, an opening poem, essentially.
Oh, yeah. What does it say?
It talks about how useless things like a frivolous play, maybe, like this festival, often lead to injustice, unfairness.
Huh. So the fun itself breeds trouble.
Kinda. And then it hits you with this line. Misfortune is originally heaven's will, only borrowed through the hands of heroes.
Okay, so it's setting us up. We expect evil, and we expect someone to step up and deal with it. Precisely. It frames the conflict as inevitable, almost fated. Justice has to intervene through these heroes.
Right, let's get into that setup then. The festival itself. We're in Chang'an, the capital.
During the idle month, as the text calls it. Everyone's ready for a break, ready to celebrate.
And the descriptions are just, wow. Full city of lanterns and fires, contiguous streets of music.
It really paints a picture. They even use poetry snippets.
Like moon and lamps, white as silver. That one stuck with me.
And under the moon, 1,000 lamps. In the glowing lamps, a single moon. You can almost see it, can't you?
Total visual overload, just light everywhere. Beautiful.
But what's really crucial, I think, is the social effect, especially on women.
How so?
Well, the source makes a point of saying even extremely reserved and chaste women who normally wouldn't dream of it, they couldn't resist.
The festival pulled them out.
Yeah, their hearts were stirred up. It says this was a rare chance, for walking on bridges, pacing the moon, public joy.
A temporary freedom, normally heavily restricted, but now they can go out.
Exactly, a brief moment of social permission.
But that's the dark side, isn't it? This very freedom, this anonymity of the crowd and the lights. It attracts danger.
That's where it turns. The text points fingers directly.
It mentions the predators specifically, not just random criminals, but royal grandsons and young heroes.
Men of privilege. And they're not there for the lanterns. They're seeking fragrance and coaxing spirit.
Ugh. Basically using the festival noise and crowds as cover.
Right. Looking for opportunities to harass people, essentially. Exploiting that temporary freedom.
So the festival itself becomes almost a weapon for the powerful. It dissolves the usual rules, but only for them.
Well put. It's a controlled release that backfires, or rather, works exactly as the powerful want it to.
Which leads us right into the main incident of this chapter, the tragedy.
We meet the victims. A widow, Wang Laoyu, and her daughter.
Wang Wanner, right, 18 years old.
Yes, and the author spends time describing her beauty. Waist like the spring willow, face like the peach blossom.
It feels intentional, making her beauty almost dangerous for her in this setting.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It's presented as the reason she's noticed so quickly, the catalyst.
So they step onto the main street and boom, instant trouble.
The text says they're immediately swarmed by bees and ants, just mobbed by onlookers and, well, worse.
And the main villain spots her. Yuwen Gangzi, Yuwen Huiji.
Yeah, his runners point her out, and his reaction is described as extreme.
What does it say?
That his soul scattered and spirit vanished. Just seeing her, it's an instant, absolute obsession.
No restraint, just pure entitlement.
And crucially, he sees she's only with her mother. He figures, easy target. No powerful man around to protect them.
So he moves in immediately, in the middle of the street.
Right there. Starts rubbing shoulders, wiping backs, and teasing her. Open sexual harassment.
Horrifying. And the mother, she objects.
She does. She protests, tries to defend her daughter, but Yuwen Huiji just uses it as an excuse.
An excuse for what?
To escalate. He pretends to be furious that she dared speak up. Orders his men to seize both of them.
Just like that. Dragged away.
Yes. And the description of their terror is vivid, like being pushed by clouds and fog or pulled by thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
Utterly powerless.
God, just swept up by his brutality.
And once they're back at his mansion, it gets even worse. Warner actually fights back.
She does. Good for her.
She hits him in the face. But, well, it doesn't end well.
No.
The maids just beat her down and lock her up. Her defiance is met with more violence.
And her mother, left outside the gate, desperate. Seeking life and death, the text says, begging for her daughter back.
Does she try to reason with him?
She pleads, tells him Warner is already engaged, trying to appeal to some sense of social order, of decency.
And Yuwen Gangzi's response? Let me guess. Not good.
It's beyond callous. He just says, I have already used your daughter. Go back quickly.
Wait, just like that. Used her.
That's the phrase. Cold, dismissive, utterly dehumanizing. And when she threatens to die there, hoping shame might work.
He laughs it off. Says something like, if that's the case, many people will die in front of my gate.
So this isn't new. He's saying this happens all the time. People die because of him.
That's the implication. It's routine. He expects this level of collateral damage from his appetites.
My God. And then what? He just leaves her there.
Worse. He has his men beat the old woman and drag her physically out of the neighborhood. Can't even let her wait or mourn there.
Unbelievable cruelty. Just absolute impunity.
Exactly. And he's not done for the night. The text then describes him parading through the festival afterward.
Parading. After that?
Oh, yes. A show of force. He gathers 100 or 200 ruthless fellows.
What do they do?
They're described stripped to the waist, carrying short staffs, armed bodyguards, martial artists following. It's pure intimidation.
Like he owns the streets.
Completely. They watch the street performers, the social fire, but if he doesn't like an act,
Let me guess.
his men just beat the performers senseless. Jimam beat them scattered with clubs.
So he's just rampaging. The text says his evil had reached its limit, right?
Mm-hmm. Full's overflowing. He's basically daring someone to stop him, ripe for a reckoning.
This isn't just one bad guy anymore. It's a symptom of a broken system.
Absolutely. His procession is a visual representation of that unchecked power. The law means nothing to him.
Okay, so the stage is set for the heroes. Where are they?
Well, as fate, or perhaps heaven's will, would have it, they're nearby.
Shubao and his friends.
Exactly. Shubao, Bodang, Qi Guiyuan. They're just wandering, enjoying the last bits of the festival.
And they stumble upon the scene.
They find Wang Liu, this white-haired woman, weeping hysterically just outside the official government area.
They asked her what happened.
Naturally. They hear the whole awful story. And then a realization clicks.
What?
They recognize the name. Yuwen Huiji. He's the same rich, arrogant young man they ran into before.
Oh, right.
Yuan King. Kickball. Where they actually showed him up, won silver and silk from him.
So they know who he is. They know his power, his attitude, and maybe they feel they already have a bit of a score to settle.
Perhaps. There's definitely a pre-existing tension, but their first instinct is interesting.
What do they suggest?
Shubao actually says, let's use the prizes we won from him, that's silver and silk. Let's try to buy her daughter back, redeem her.
Wow. So negotiation first, trying to work within the system, even a corrupt one?
It seems like the pragmatic first step, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Avoid a direct, probably fatal confrontation if possible. The non-heroic choice, maybe.
But something changes their minds. Drastically.
Yes, this is the pivot. Bystanders overhear them and they rush over.
What do they tell them?
They say, wait, you don't understand. This isn't a one-off. This happens every night.
Every night since the festival started.
Since the 12th day, they say. Yuwen Huiji and his gang have been doing this routinely,
Yeah.
abducting women.
And what happens to them?
Well, the bystanders explain. Some families are clever.
Mhm.
They take the hush money Yuwen's household offers the next day. Silver.
Just accept it.
What choice do they have? But others, families who do not know how to speak, maybe they protest, maybe they refuse.
What happens to them?
They're beaten to death. And their bodies just thrown into the wall, hidden away.
Thrown into a wall like trash.
Like trash. And no one dares report it. No one seeks justice, ever.
Okay, that changes everything.
Completely.
Yeah.
Hearing that the systemic nature of it, the routine murder, the utter lack of accountability, that's the trigger.
No more talk of redemption with silver.
No. The text says they immediately got the thought of fighting.
This isn't about one girl anymore.
It's about stopping the whole rotten system he represents.
Exactly. It's an offense against basic humanity that demands direct action. Heroic intervention.
So they decide, right then and there.
Instantly. They set off towards the West Chang'an Gate to find Yuwen Gongzi and confront him, knowing the risks. Wow. What a shift. From enjoying the lights to preparing for a potentially deadly fight against untouchable power.
It's a powerful arc. The beautiful festival lights end up illuminating the deepest darkness and forcing their hand. It's late, the third watch, during a lantern festival right outside the West Chang'an Gate.
And the sources make a point of saying the moon was bright as day. It's not some shadowy back alley thing. It's out in the open.
And our main character, or rather the target, enters. Young Master Yuwen Gongzi, son of Yuwen Shu, a very big deal.
And he's not exactly low profile. Formal clothes, on horseback, surrounded by, what was it, hundreds of retainers?
Hundreds. Armed household retainers carrying, and this is great detail, short sticks.
Yeah.
Like wolf teeth. So serious protection.
Which makes the whole thing even more audacious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To target him then and there.
Okay, so how do they even get close? They use the festival itself.
Yeah.
The performances.
First, there's a legitimate performance, a shihuo. Think traditional folk theater, stories, acrobatics.
This one was by Duke Du's people, retainers of Xia Gugongdu Ye.
Yeah, they did the 3 battles of Lubu at Hula Pass, got paid, left, everything normal, sets the stage, literally.
And then our guys make their move.
Then the 5 heroes rush in. There's more performance, they yell. Their piece. 5 horses breaking cow.
But it's immediately obvious something's off. The young master himself apparently felt it.
The source says he darkly suspected these people were not performing ghost-jumping footwork. He knew something wasn't right.
Was it the way they moved, or?
I think it was the weapons. I mean, this is where it gets wild. Shubao, the leader, he's carrying 2 jian, maces.
Gold-plated maces, right?
And the others, Wang Bodang, Chai Sicheng with swords, Qi Guiyuan with golden hammers, Li Rugui with a steel whip.
And the sound they made. The sources mention it.
Yeah, this ding, dang, beep-blup sound, like fire stars explode. It must have been terrifyingly loud and metallic. Clearly not your average performers.
Okay, so they're in position, weapons out. But there's a problem, tactically.
Right. The street's wide, but it's packed, full of festival goers. How do they get out clean after the hit?
They'd be trapped, swallowed by the crowd.
Exactly. They needed chaos, something to clear the path, instantly.
Enter Qi Guiyuan. What does he do?
He jumps onto the roof of the lantern scaffolding, big structure full of lights and decoration.
And just sets it on fire.
Sets it ablaze, the thinking being fire causes panic, panic disperses the crowd, creates an escape route.
That's incredibly risky, but also sounds pre-planned.
Oh, completely. This wasn't improvisation, this was part of the strategy. The fire is the signal, the catalyst.
So as the flames start to rise, Shubao makes his move.
The tiger jump, leaps onto the front of Yuwen Gongzi's horse, raises that massive mace
8-pounder.
and brings it down, right on the young master's head.
Oof. The description of the impact.
It says the horse actually sank down just from the force of the blow. Instant kill.
But now they've got hundreds of angry retainers with those wolf teeth sticks reacting.
All hell breaks loose. Total chaos. The source paints a brutal picture. Bodies piled up, blood flowed everywhere.
There's that line, too. Shining force stepping over the white jade hall, shouting, shaking the purple gold city. Very dramatic.
It captures the sheer scale of the violence erupting in the middle of this festival.
So fight their way out. That's the next step. Where were they headed?
Mingda Gate. That was the planned exfiltration point. They had people waiting.
They managed to open up a blood path, as the text says. But this escape plan, it had layers.
Absolutely. Waiting near Mingda Gate were 22 Confederates. Back up. With horses ready.
How did the backup team know when to act? They weren't right there at the scene.
They were listening. Further down the road, along Tongguan Road, they heard it. The screams, the fighting, the chaos drifting from West Chandon Gate.
The sound carried. So they knew that their guys were coming.
Exactly. And they knew the city gates would be the immediate choke point. Officials would try to lock down the city.
The Jinwu general, the Jingzhou Fuyin, they'd order the gates shut.
So the Confederates initiated phase 2 of the escape. The gate ruse.
Ah, right. This wasn't about overpowering the guards. It was about confusion.
Precisely. They sent a group to the gate guards and started this performance of fighting, mutually tugging and fighting.
Some pretending they desperately needed to get in, others pretending they desperately needed to get out.
Creating total gridlock, a bottleneck, making it physically impossible for the guards to close those heavy gates. Pure tactical distraction.
Genius, really, while this fake struggle is happening.
The 5 heroes arrive. The path is momentarily held open by the chaos. They jump on the fresh horses.
And they're gone. Just like that. The sources use metaphors, right?
Yeah, like shattering the silk net, flying like a high-flying jade-clawed hawk. They rode out along Tongguan Road.
And the city officials?
Arrived just moments too late, just in time to see them vanish. Talk about close timing.
But the plan didn't stop there, did it? There was immediate cleanup.
Near Yangfu Temple, Shubao gives an order to Cai Junma. Destroy the Baodans and hide the clay maces.
That's next-level thinking.
Deep foresight. And they even set a rendezvous for the next year for his mother's birthday. Planning complete.
Okay, so the heroes escape. Now the focus shifts inside the city walls. To the father, Yuwen Shu.
He's at home, enjoying an imperial banquet, oblivious. Then the news arrives, his son is dead.
The rage must have been immense. But his retainers, they immediately lie to him. Why?
Self-preservation, mostly, and political calculation. If the son of Yuwen Shu is killed in a coordinated hit, it looks bad. Either a massive security failure, a powerful enemy striking, or maybe the son brought it on himself.
Meaning, if young Master Yuwen was targeted for his own bad behavior.
Right, that would tarnish the family name. So the retainers invent a story on the spot.
The story about the woman, Wang.
Yes. They claim bandits killed the young master because he was making sport with this woman, Wang, and her relative complained to bandits who then attacked him.
It shifts the blame entirely.
Yeah.
Makes it seem like random banditry, maybe provoked by the son's actions, but crucially not a targeted political assassination.
And it directs the narrative away from any powerful enemies or the retainer's own failure to protect him. The perfect scapegoat. A local woman with no power.
And Yuwen Shu, he buys it. Instantly.
Blinded by grief and fury, yes. No questions asked, it seems. No investigation into these supposed bandits.
Just immediate, brutal revenge against the woman.
Horrifically swift. He orders the Wang woman dragged out, beaten to death with rods, thrown into a hidden wall.
Sister?
No. Her entire household, all her relatives, every single one, killed. Their houses torn down, burned to the ground.
Based on a lie told by retainers to cover themselves, that's chilling.
It's a stark look at power, isn't it? An entire family wiped out to protect the reputation, maybe salvage the pride, related to the death of one powerful young man. That was the cost of the lie.
So private vengeance enacted. But Yuwen Shu still needs to find the actual killers, the ones who wielded the maces.
Right. The official track begins now. He orders painters, create a likeness based on description.
What's the description?
A man 1 zhang tall, which is improbably tall, maybe 10 feet, likely an exaggeration of stature. About 20 years old, plain blue clothing, dancing with double maces.
The double maces, that's the key detail.
It is. Because one of Yuwen Shu's own retainers, a chief guard from the Eastern Palace, hears this description and it clicks.
He recognizes it. From where?
From an incident years ago at a place called Zishugang. He remembers seeing someone matching that description, wielding double maces, protecting Lord Li.
Lord Li, meaning Li Yuan, the Duke of Tang, later Emperor Gaozu of Tang.
The very same. And suddenly everything snaps into focus for Yuwen Shu and 2 of his other sons, Huiji and Ziji.
They immediately assume.
It's revenge, orchestrated by Li Yuan. This wasn't random. It was payback from a powerful rival. The political dimension explodes.
They want to act on this suspicion, right? Don't take it to the authorities. Accuse Li Yuan.
That's the instinct. Use this tragedy as a weapon against a political enemy. But then a voice of reason emerges.
The third son, Yuwen Shiji.
Yes. Described as having some reason. He basically says, hold on.
Why the caution now? After the horrific, evidence-free slaughter of the Wang family.
Because accusing Li Yuan is playing a much, much bigger game. Accusing the Duke of Tang of orchestrating an assassination, if you're wrong. The consequences for the Yuwen family could be devastating. Far worse than losing a son.
It's about political survival at this point.
Precisely. Yuwen Shiji argues, we suspect Li Yuan, but we have no proof. Faces can look alike, weapons can be similar. Making a formal accusation without concrete evidence is too risky. The potential blowback is enormous.
Prudence wins out over immediate political attack.
It does. So the official report Yuwen Shu submits, it's carefully worded,
What does it say?
that his son was killed by an unknown person. An unknown assailant who also burned houses and injured people during the festival chaos. He demands a swift investigation, but
But the report completely omits the suspicion about Li Yuan. The political element is officially buried.
exactly. So you have this incredible sequence. First, this elaborate, perfectly timed assassination by a coordinated team. They believe they know who's behind it, Li Yuan, but they officially report it as an unsolved crime by an unknown killer to avoid political fallout.